Imagine this. You're sitting across from someone, and suddenly you feel the air between you shift. You're no longer in control of the conversation. They're like the conductor, and you're a note caught between the pauses. It's not magic. It's the psychology of power, an invisible game you play every day. You think power belongs to those with money, status, and influence, but that's just the surface. Real power lies in those who can manage perception. You may appear confident, speak loudly, but if your mind is dependent on others' approval, you are subservient. People don't fight for power directly. They fight for control over others' emotions. And if someone is able to evoke shame, fear, or desire in you, he already has you in his hands. The brain is designed simply. It seeks safety, and submission feels safe. You adapt to survive. And then you start calling it love, devotion, loyalty. But that's not love. It's an old survival habit. The first insight is the power frame. Whoever sets the frame rules. If you react, you're already inside someone else's frame. If you observe, you maintain control. In relationships, it works subtly. He delays his answer. You begin to doubt. She looks away. You lose confidence. These microsignals are the invisible threads that control emotions. The second insight is the energy of attention. Your energy flows where your attention is. Whoever holds your attention controls your inner world. Network leaders, charismatic personalities, even your partner, they all know this. Some intuitively, some consciously. You think you choose who you listen to, but more often than not, you simply follow whoever makes you feel. The brain loves emotional swings. They release dopamine. You become dependent, not on the person, but on your own hormones. The third insight is the illusion of control. You may think you're in control, but control built on fear is a crutch. True power is quiet. It doesn't shout. It doesn't threaten, it doesn't argue. It simply is. Look at those who truly influence. They rarely say much, but when they do, every word weighs a ton. The fourth insight is the psychology of attraction. Power is not pressure, but attraction. People are drawn to those who radiate inner peace. Paradoxically, the less approval you need, the more people seek yours. The psychology of the mind is simple: confidence, security, and security is the main trigger for trust. Do you want to be trusted? Stop depending on others' reactions. The fifth insight is silence as a weapon. Silence forces the mind to fill the void, and those who are not afraid of silence control the dialogue. Many people are afraid of pauses. They feel they need to say something urgently to avoid appearing weak, but at that moment, they give up power. Power is the ability to withstand tension, not to run away, not to fill, simply to be. Power isn't about others. It starts within. If you can't control yourself, others will control you. The power of the mind lies in awareness. You see what's happening and choose not to react automatically. This is control, not external but internal. Many people confuse submission with weakness, but sometimes submission is a strategy. Conscious, calm, when you allow the other person to believe they are in control. That's what master communicators do. They listen, they wait, and then they say one sentence, one that changes everything. Power isn't about fighting. It's the art of observation. He who observes deeply rules. You can be a leader, even silently. Because leadership is not a position, but a state of mind. A true leader doesn't need subordinates. He simply exists in such a way that around him, others begin to see themselves more clearly. This is the true psychology of influence. You don't suppress, you reflect. And in this reflection, a person sees himself, and then he begins to follow. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. You can't force someone to obey without their inner consent. You can only create a space where that consent arises on its own. This is how true power works. No pressure, no threats, no noise. Power built on awareness requires no defense. It is not afraid of loss, because its source is within the mind. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you strengthen your inner power. Every time you hold someone's gaze without needing recognition, you control the space. Every time you realize that control is illusory, you become free. The psychology of power isn't about others. It's about your thinking, your habits, your emotions. When the mind is calm, power becomes natural. You don't take it. You simply don't give it away. People sense this energy. They don't always understand why, but they start listening. Your confidence isn't a pose. It's a state of mind trained not to react out of fear. You can change the dynamics of any conversation simply by changing your internal state. This is how the psychology of attraction works. Power isn't about external play. It's about internal discipline of emotions and thoughts. And when you understand this, submission will become a choice, not a weakness. You will be able to submit without losing yourself. And then, one day, you'll understand. You're not looking for power. You yourself are the source of power.